In this video, I'll share where I'm currently at with a few issues that I'm having, including a knee issue, a shoulder issue, and a tailbone issue. First, I'll begin with the knee issue. This one is my main priority as far as trying to resolve it. I've had this issue for about 12 months now. This issue started at a time when I was biking a lot more than I had been before. Pretty much there's a snapping on the outside of my knee that seems to be causing pain on the inner part of my knee, specifically at the level of the medial meniscus, the posterior horn, or somewhere around here, and also the surrounding tendons. There isn't really a clear diagnosis for this, although I recently began with physical therapy, and I'm hoping that I can make progress. Hopefully by making it so the tendons on the inner part of my knee heal, and potentially by stopping the snapping on the outer part of my knee. Ideally, I would like to get back to running more often, and potentially even return to biking, which I've been completely avoiding for a while now. Next, I'll share where I'm currently at with the shoulder issue that I'm having. This one began around 18 months ago, when there's a time when I was doing a lot of strength training, but then I added swimming on top of that as a beginner swimmer without reducing my strength training volume. And as I was swimming in this part of the motion, I just felt like a weird sensation, I guess. And it didn't hurt much, so I thought it would probably be fine. But whenever I've tried to return to doing exercises like bench press or pin press or pull-ups or anything that involves the front delt, it's just hurt a good amount after. And so even though it's never hurt much, it hasn't gotten better in the last 18 months either. For a while, I thought that this might relate to biceps tendons, which attach to the shoulder, but a recent doctor's appointment led me to consider that it might also have to do with the labrum, although I haven't looked into shoulder anatomy thoroughly enough to understand this yet. I'm also planning to do physical therapy for this to see if it improves. I tried physical therapy previously, but only for a couple weeks and then for a while on my own. And I think it could be the case that I just wasn't doing the right exercises, or some of the exercises I was doing were more harmful and kind of counteracted the effective ones. So hopefully I'm able to have a better plan for what to do. Finally, I'll share where I'm currently at with the tailbone issue. This one began about 15 months ago. What happened was there was a day where I got a vaccine, and sometimes I guess they have side effects, but after the vaccine, I was feeling fine, so I decided to run 12.5 miles, and then I started to get symptoms like fever, but decided to walk another 5.5 miles, and then after that I was having more symptoms, likely induced by the combination of normal vaccine side effects plus the exertion, and I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom but fainted, and likely in relation to the symptoms, I think. And when I came back to consciousness on the floor, my tailbone hurt, so I figured that I fell on it. After that, my tailbone hurt for a couple weeks, but not much. For the most part, it felt fine, and then after those 2 to 3 weeks, it felt fine for the most part, except after I did certain activities like hiking or like the hinge or deadlift motion, things that involve the glutes a lot. But my concern now is that as a result of whatever happened, my pelvic floor muscles have gone into sort of a chronic guarding state where they're more contracted or tightened than they normally would be, causing physiological symptoms like constipation or incomplete bowel movements, although I'm not certain that this is the case. I'm still unsure what's going on with the tailbone issue, although I don't think it's anything major because it never hurts much. The same is true for all three of these issues. Even though I've had them for a while, none of them have really hurt very much, and I've still been able to do a good amount of exercise and training. I'm planning to address all three issues through physical therapy, which I think is really cool because it allows me to progress towards both my goal of rehabilitation and my goal of observing what goes on in a healthcare setting. So it's definitely a pretty high impact thing for me to do now.